Hello geometry students, welcome to the continuing series of videos on special right triangles. And in this video we are actually going to talk a little bit more about simplest radical form. And to recap, a expression is in simplest radical form if the following requirements are met. 1, there are no perfect squares in the radical sign. 2, there are no fractions in the radical sign. And 3, it's sort of highlighted here because this is what we're going to discuss today in this video, there are no radical signs in the denominator. So you can see here in number 6, this is not simplest radical form because there is a square root in the denominator. And to make it simplest radical form, we multiply this expression by 1. So 1 over root 2 is really 1 over root 2 times root 2 over root 2. So all we're really doing here, we're not changing this value, we're just writing it differently. In this case, we're multiplying it by 1. And on the top, when we multiply 1 times root 2, we get root 2. On the bottom, we have root 2 times root 2, and that's just 2. Okay. So there's all this important, this is kind of like the most important step right here, and this is essentially multiplying by 1. Okay, that's all we're really doing, but we're choosing a way to represent the number 1 so that we can reduce and get rid of the radical in the denominator. And the reason we're doing all of this is that in the future we're going to need to do some arithmetic and algebra with radicals, and it's simpler when we don't have to deal with any radicals in the denominator. So in this case, let's take another example here. Whoops, I don't know why I wrote that. This is 2 over the square root of negative 3, or negative 2 over the square root of 3. So we're going to do the same thing again, multiply by 1. And on the top, we're going to get negative 2 root 3. And in the bottom, we are going to get just positive 3. Okay? And these are in simplest radical form. Same thing that we're going to do here. Now in this case we have 2 radicals, one in the numerator and one in the denominator, but when we multiply by 1 we still use the denominator because that's what makes it not simplest radical form, and we want to change that. So on the top we have square root of 6, and on the bottom this is root 3 times root 3, so that's just 3. And you'll see soon enough that there are many cases where we'll have a result that is not in simplest radical form, and we needed to convert it so that it is. Okay. So, as always, ask for help if you need it. This is really just kind of a side note, a little bit of algebra or maybe even algebra review, so that we can be more efficient when we solve some problems later on. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.